They say that a mother's love knows no bounds. I argue that no one in Halcyon understands this more than Tucker Needham, whose mother is so controlling and so overprotective that it's a wonder he's been able to put up with it as long as he has. We find Tucker's mother, named Agnes, near to the southern gates in Stellar Bay, looking as though the world around her is falling apart.
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
Alright, try to calm down. Just take a deep breath and tell me what happened.
Don't you tell me to calm down. I promised my boy I'd protect him for always. But how can I keep him safe if he's run away? He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen. Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Any idea why Tucker would run away?
He's been pining for an adventure, says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
A raptidon ripped his arm off and is chewing on his fingers? Wow, that's very specific. I'm sorry, did you say something about a reward? I don't know, I'm sorry, I could have sworn you said something about a reward.
Well, I guess I can't ask you to leave the town walls for free. It is deathly dangerous out there. I've got some bits saved up for a rainy day. I'll give you every last one if you just bring my Tucker back to me. I won't even be mad at him running off. You tell him I won't be mad.
Any idea where he could have gone?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boy's run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a manta queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
If a queen got to him, he died quick. Ought to be thankful for that. Most aren't so lucky.
Oh, where's my fainting chair? I can't take this.
What was it you were saying about the iconoclasts?
Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting. Like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who listened. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
We haven't been to Amber Heights yet in our playthrough, so we can go ahead and ask Agnes for directions.
That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay. I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with the nutty iconoclasts, or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby.
Right. Have you had psychological care? Be honest with me. Alright, Agnes, I'll help you find your son.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Good God! Never before have I seen a more sensational, melodramatic mother in my entire life. And that goes for both the Outer Worlds universe and our own. I understand being worried about the safety of your son, but come on. That was just ridiculous. To get to Amber Heights, we have to follow the road south through the Stellar Bay ruins. You'll know you're close once you start to see large banners marked with the insignia of the iconoclasts along the side of the road. Immediately after passing through the city gates, we're greeted by a woman named Rose.
Well, hello, and welcome to the home of the iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please take a pamphlet. In it, you'll find everything you need to know about Graham, his philosophist truths, and the iconoclast way. He wrote it himself, you know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting we're out of pamphlets. Gosh, blast it.
Oh good, if I'm being honest, I didn't really want a pamphlet anyway. Why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself?
That paper they use makes excellent kindling, you know. If they ever get more, you ought to grab some.
What? Nyoka? That's why you wanted so many? You said you were just spreading the word. While you keep rude company, you're welcome all the same. We're the only free people in Halcyon. No corporations, no shackles, no problems.
Well, that's great and all, but no corporation means no paycheck. How do you survive without money?
We make our own living here. Some of us hunt. Some of us scavenge the ruins left by the corporations when they abandoned us. You're welcome to stay with us, so long as you can earn your keep.
One big happy family, huh?
That's a nice way to think about it. Graham would be our father. I suppose Zora might make a good mother if the two of them could stop arguing. You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like examples. We all ought to be more like them.
Tell me about Graham.
Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal truth. I'm glad you're asking, by the way. I hope you'll consider staying.
Okay, and what about Zora? Tell me about her.
She's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbones back then, but now she's more like our commander. She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being chewed on and whatnot. She's liable to take your head off if you screw up, but then she'll sew it back on for you.
So why are you out here and not in Stellar Bay?
Oh, Graham settled here a long time ago. Shoot, I wish I had a pamphlet to give you. It's all in there. I wasn't around back then, but they say a lot of the old MSI corporate folks died here. He calls it a spiritual metaphor, something about rising from the ashes.
Got it. Hey, before I go, I'm looking for a Tucker. Have you seen him?
The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. He took to our teachings very quickly. Last I saw him, he was headed into one of the buildings up the hill.
Heading up a hill to the north, we find a small building on our left. Inside is a man operating some kind of screen on the wall, but wait, this fully grown man can't be Tucker, can it?
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger?
Why, I'm Captain Hawthorne, of course.
You here to join the iconoclasts? Help us free this world?
Wait a second. Tucker? You're Agnes's little boy from Stellar Bay?
I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision.
Well, I think I can safely say that she most certainly did not accept your decision. In fact, she made it seem like you were in danger. Asked me to come rescue you.
According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight is too dangerous. My entire life she crammed a fear of danger down my throat. Don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you.
As you can see, we have several different dialogue options here. We can pass a speech check to persuade Tucker and say, running away is for cowards. You need to face her and show her you've grown up.
She doesn't want to see me as anything other than her baby boy. Why would I go back again? What'll be different this time?
Well, you've survived outside of Stellar Bay for weeks now, haven't you? Show her the skills you've learned. Maybe that'll put her mind at ease.
You're right. I can do this. I just need to stand my ground and make her see she can't control me anymore. No one can.
And with that, Tucker sets off to confront his mother back at Stellar Bay. Notably, if we instead choose to intimidate Tucker and say, I'm getting that reward. Either you go back or I'll beat it out of her. Then he'll still end up going back to Stellar Bay, but we do get a much different reaction out of him.
What in the nebula is wrong with you? She's an old woman. You'd threaten my flesh and blood just to get me to do what you want? You're real sick. Sure, she drives me crazy, but she doesn't deserve anyone getting violent with her. Look, I'll go back, all right? Just don't hurt her.
Regardless of which option you choose, we can meet up with Tucker again at Stellar Bay. We find him sitting near to his mother, who is elated to see that her son is safely returned. But not everyone's happy.
Oh, Captain, you did it! My little boy is back, safe and sound. Tell the Captain how grateful we are, Tuck Tuck.
Mama, I told you that I'm not staying. I just came back to talk to you about why I left. Then I'm going back to Amber Heights.
Oh, we'll get that silliness sorted out. You're safe here with me, and that's how it's going to stay. Isn't that right?
For God's sake, Agnes, your son is a grown man. It's time you start treating him like one.
What a sour thing to say. My little boy will always need me. I'm his mama, you know.
Mama, what I need is for you to listen to what I want for once. But that's between us. Now you promised the captain a reward, so settle up. Then you and me are gonna have a long talk.
Here, kind stranger. This is every bit I've scrimped and scraped for years to save. But it's more than worth it to have my Tuck Tuck home safe again.
For completing this quest, we are rewarded with 500 bit cartridges. If we stick around a bit longer, then we can speak to Tucker and his mom to get a little bit more dialogue out of them.
Don't worry about me, Captain. Mama and I'll work this out.
My boy says he'll only stay a few days before returning to Amber Heights. Can't you speak to him for me?
Don't drag other people into this, Mama. I'm a grown man and an iconoclast. It's time for me to make my own path in life.
I just don't know why you want to leave, Tuck Tuck. You know how dangerous it is out there with the raptidons and the mantisaurs.
Enough, Mama. I made my decision. I won't let fear run my life any longer. Thank you, Captain. I got it from here.
There is a way to end this quest that doesn't involve Tucker returning to Stellar Bay at all. Instead of persuading or intimidating him to go back, we can say, "So what do you want to do about this situation, Tucker? You know she'll keep sending people to look for you."
Stars, I don't know. My mama's a stubborn woman. She won't quit until I'm dead. You know, that might just work. You go back and tell her you found my body beside the road, all mangled and tore up. If she believes me dead, she won't look for me no more.
You're really okay with her thinking you've died? Don't you think that'll hurt her?
I hate to think of her grieving, but it'll be good for her to move on. In the long run, you know?
No, I don't want to do that to Agnes. It's not right.
I'm plain out of ideas then, Captain. I won't go back, and I can't think of a better way to get my mama to stop searching for me.
On second thought, it might not be that bad of an idea. But if we do this, I'd need some proof that it was your body I found.
Oh, right. I guess you could take my daddy's ring. I've worn it ever since he died. Mama would recognize it right away. You take this back to Stellar Bay. Tell my mama I died and you found that on my body. I know it'll be hard on her, but it's the only way.
So now we can head back to Stellar Bay to lie to Agnes and tell her that her son has died. This is so unbelievably wrong, but let's see how this plays out. I'm sorry, Agnes, but Tucker is dead.
No, that can't be true. Not my little boy, not my baby. Wait, are you sure it wasn't someone else? Maybe my little boy's all right. How could you know it was him?
I found this ring on Tucker's body.
That's Tucker's ring. His daddy gave it to him and he never took it off since. How did you... No, it can't be. He's not dead, not my child, not my sweet Tucker. I promise I always look out for him. Take the money. Just please leave me to grieve.
Alternatively, instead of showing Agnes the ring, we can say, "You can go examine his corpse if you don't believe me."
No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't see my sweet child like that. A mama shouldn't outlive her baby boy. It isn't right. Take the money. Just please leave me to grieve.
Or we can rat Tucker out and tell Agnes about his plan to fake his own death. Look, Agnes, Tucker wanted me to tell you that he died.
What are you saying? That doesn't make any sense. Why would my little boy say that?
Well, the way I understand it, he didn't want to come home and said it would be easier if you thought he was dead.
Easier? Thinking my little boy was dead would be easier? On who? This doesn't sound like my Tucker at all. How do I know you're not lying?
Go ask him yourself. He's sitting in a bar in Amber Heights.
I've been worrying myself sick, and he's lounging in a bar? He wants me to think he's dead while he's partying with them iconoclasts? I need to think about this. I don't understand how it's all gone so wrong. Here's the reward I promised. Please, just leave me in peace.
Instead of saying that Tucker is sitting in a bar, we can tell Agnes that he wanted us to deliver the ring to prove that we did find him, but that he doesn't want anything to do with her.
This was his daddy's ring. Tucker never takes it off, not even to bathe, and you're saying he gave this to you so I'd think he died? I need to think about this. I don't understand how it's all gone so wrong. Here's the reward I promised. Please, just leave me in peace.
Lastly, if we tell Agnes about Tucker wanting to fake his own death, we're given the option to confront her on Tucker's behalf and say, look, he's tired of you controlling his life. He never wants to see you again.
I do no such thing. I just want him safe with me. That's a mama's role, to care for her sweet baby. This doesn't sound like my Tucker at all. How do I know you're not lying?
And this leads us to the same two dialogue options we arrived at earlier. So I think we covered all of the possible dialogue options we have here with Agnes. No matter what you choose to say, you'll end up with some variation of Agnes saying, leave me in peace, and a reward of 500 bit cartridges. I don't blame Tucker one bit for trying to distance himself from his mother. The man is 42 years old, and Agnes treats him like he's 5. It's dangerous out there, Tuck. You'll get attacked by marauders and mantisaurs out there, Tuck. Why don't you just stay here with Mommy? I'll protect you, Tuck. Oh my gosh, it's nauseating. The sad truth, folks, is that Agnes is being selfish. Deep down, she wants Tucker to stay with her not so much because she fears for his safety, but because her own anxiety and paranoia is put at ease when she can control him. She's acting this way to give herself relief, but what she doesn't realize is that she's destroying her relationship with her son in the process. So folks, what's the best way to end this quest? Do we convince Tucker to go back and confront his mother? Or do we have him keep his distance and stay in Amber Heights? One thing I will say right off the bat is that I'm fully against telling Agnes that Tucker is dead. I think that's pretty cruel, and even though Agnes is an overbearing mother, it's unfair to put her through that sort of emotional turmoil. But what if we tell Agnes about Tucker's plan to fake his own death? In that scenario, Tucker gets to stay in Amber Heights, but his mother can take comfort in the fact that her son is still alive. The best of both worlds, right? Well, sort of. This isn't a bad way to end the quest, but truthfully, I think it's best if Tucker returns to Stellar Bay, not to stay with his mother, but to confront her. The only way I see this conflict being resolved is through communication. Tucker needs to calmly and clearly tell Agnes that he's a grown man and can make his own decisions. Hiding out in Amber Heights doesn't really get to the root of the problem. It doesn't really solve anything. In confronting his mother, at least Tucker is giving his mom a chance to change her ways and form a new, healthy relationship with her son. The way I see it, running away to Amber Heights and faking your own death won't accomplish any of that. But I'd love to know what you think, folks. Do you agree with me when I say that Tucker needs to confront his mother? Or do you think it's best if he keeps his distance and remains in Amber Heights for good? Let me know in the comments below. I post new videos on the Outer Worlds every Wednesday and Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be alerted whenever I post new content. If you're so inclined, leave a like on this video too. I'd really appreciate it. I'll be back in just a few days with a brand new video on the Outer Worlds, but that's all I've got for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.